One of the things ebezithethwa ngam bandi gold digger.
In certain situations, I could see revolt in their eye.
I just really thought, wow, she's very bold.
Igama lam Andisa, Dayimani Coetzee, ndisuka Eastern Cape kuTsolo. Xa ndikhule ndingumntwana onamahloni, but ke as ixesha lihamba umuntu waye bangcono. Okay, so ekhaya singamantombazana awu-3. I'm the second born. And abazali bam boyi-2 ngamanesi, so they are in the health space. My life was good. I think even though ndikhulele ebazalini abangenamali, but they put us first as abantwana babo and made sure that we had everything that we needed, meaning the basic necessities and going to school. Esikoleni shembe ndipasa. I struggled with my matric. I registered as a private candidate and I stayed at home the whole year and only wrote my final exam. Ndenze i-junior yam e-Eastern Cape until ndafikelela kwixesha loba ndiye tertiary, where I went to Durban. So I moved from Durban after finishing my tertiary. There's a Joburg to do my internship. Then 8 months into my internship, I got another job. By that time, I was 25 years. I feel like that's when my life started. It was 4 years back. On the company I was working for, we had a party, like an organizational party, and that's how I met my husband now. I feel like we just clicked from the first day, and then afterwards we went on a date, and that's how our journey began. I was very happy mangqala a relationship. I was very excited because I felt like there was just something different about him, and the way he talked to me, the way he listened to me, and I just felt so safe around here. Our relationship progressed very fast in such a way, but I think we were not even 3 months, but he told me, you know what, I don't want to play games, I just want to make this official. I think we had so many rejection from abantu abangaphandle. I remember emsebenzini when people would find out, or someone can see my phone and then they see our picture, then it would become the topic of the day, you know. People were so interested in knowing why are you with each other. So that was not something that was disturbing my peace at the beginning. But as time goes by, you know, you can't even go to a restaurant without people, you know, giving you the attention. You guys are different. I genuinely didn't enjoy going to public places. Not because I don't want to go with my husband and enjoy these things with him. I don't want to be out there with him, but it's because of the pressure that you get when you're out there. You feel like you are not normal. You know, you get a certain attention that is not positive. That's the thing. People, when they look at you, they don't look at you in an admiring way. They give you that look of, you know, this is off. So for me, I went through that space where I really didn't want to go to public places. I didn't want to go to malls. I just Let's rather stay at home and do something at home rather than being part of the bigger society. And it also gets to a depressive mode because you start asking yourself questions like, are they right? Like the world, is it right? Am I here for the wrong reason? You start doubting the things that you know. Remember, when you enter in a relationship, you are having that excitement. You know in your heart it's right, it's good. But now when you start also facing some of the challenges in your relationship, then you start asking that voice, that negative voice will tell you, I told you. One of the things ebezithethwa ngam bandi gold digger, people will not be like, oh, we're relationship. They will ask him, so what does he do for a living? They're trying to dig deeper on the reasons why I am with him. And those reasons, they are more material than anything. It's like, uchati mali, and all those things, ngokuthola ama SMSs every day, fakela imali sis. You know, like, it's also in our mindset to say, umuntu omhlophe nguboss. So nguboss wami. Ezazinto azikho one-sided, it goes way back. They will make you feel like you are stupid just by being in their presence.
It is the immediate perception that will jump out of the bush.
Let's learn from one another. Let's learn from one another.
One of the challenges on that is because my husband is older and he's Afrikaans. So the society didn't receive it as we saw it, especially if the person is white and a black person. There are perceptions that go along with that relationship, let alone now there's an age gap.
You experience animosity when you are in the public eye. Now, this animosity is not necessarily in terms of a particular behavior against you, very particularly so. You know, the look in the eyes of particularly white South Africans, when they look at me, when they look at Andisa, in certain situations, I could see revolt in their eyes. The way in which they look at me made me feeling uneasy at the time.
When we talk of racism, we're always thinking it's thing that white people do. Some of the comments and some of the looks I got were from our own African people. Racism or race issues, abayenza abantu in such a way ba umuntu uzawuthi, you black and I don't like you. But you feel it, you know, they will treat you in a way that you will understand that I don't like you because you are not my skin color. It's deep, it's in the way people behave, it's in the small comments they will make, you know. They will make you feel, okay, awukho kula level of mental understanding as them. They will make you feel like you are stupid just by being in their presence. Most of the things I went through, there were not a moment where someone called me in a racist word, but the behavior, the way they would treat you. For example, if you are in a gathering, people will just give you the look and you know what it's all about. And people will over-explain things, you know, things that don't need you to explain. I understand, but just because now you are talking to me, you explain it, you know, in a sense that tells you, I'm explaining it to you because you're stupid. You need to understand ABC, you know. So in my experience, that was the challenge.
Initially, my mother was initially shocked. She was shocked because of the difference in skin color. She was shocked that her eldest son is going out with a young African woman. Yes, certainly the age difference also was an issue here.
Ngelo xesha umama wakhe wayesaphila. Abe nice kum. Ke mna ke ndenza izinto zam ndiyasebenza wengakayazi ke uba uPaul thole umuntu. Like, she didn't address me like, you are a domestic worker. But I could see in our conversations, because when it got late, she asked me, so what time do you normally leave?
She called me aside and she said to me, Paul, what's going on here? And then I said to her, this is Andi and this is an incredibly special woman. Unfortunately,
wasweleka before umtshato wethu. So uLebu yichomi yam, I met her at my local church in Rustenburg. She's one of those people that saw me when I was cracking.
Ake kopana le ene ko kerekeng. O ne a setsantsana le Paul. So it didn't bother me in any way. She used to tell me about some of the experiences in Athola Abalitsona when she was still based in Johannesburg. That was a bit better because things seemed to be a bit easier in that front. And then when she moved to Rustenburg, it was a little bit different where she needed to deal with setjhaba se eleng gore is not too open to interracial relationships.
You go to church, people are not worshiping in church. People are looking at you. Other people, they come to you and they say, oh, we've heard about this couple. Already things like that. What have you heard?
And I used to make her understand that as long as this makes sense to you, it will make sense to the next person.
When I sensed that Andi is not 100% comfortable with being with me in the public, it saddened me. And also at that stage, I wasn't as self-confident as I've become over time, being with her in public. So I always said to her, Andisa, please, just hold my hand, but don't put your arm around me.
Close friends of mine, they also gave me that love and support. Even though one of the challenges that I also experienced, I had some of the friends that stopped being my friend because of the relationship. Well, I guess some of the friends you lose anyway in life, but I know that they cut communication with me because they didn't necessarily agree with my choice of relationship.
Luckily, it was never necessary for me to cut out people who were antagonist or racist towards my relationship with Andi. But unfortunately, there were a few individuals who sort of cooled down in their approach and sentiment towards me. So they slowly distanced themselves from me. And I could sense that they are not comfortable with this. When you are with me and you are many years younger than me, that is the immediate perception that will jump out of the bush. She is a gold digger. She's a slave queen. She's married to him because of his money. That is just how society is, not only in South Africa, all over the world. At times, I will have to tell Andi, can I not buy you something? Let's go in here and buy yourself something. Please, do it. She is sensitive about the issue, and she's just a pure human being. Her heart is so pure. And for those people who might to this day think that Andisa is a gold digger or a slave queen, I can, in all honesty, tell you that it's extremely far from the truth.
I do believe that we got the treatment we got because of racial differences. It's not more about the age. And the reason I'm saying that is because we have people, in my situation, I have friends that this friend is closer, she's married to a closer guy, he's way older than her. No one is commenting about that. No one is saying anything about that relationship. So it is about race. So I am confident that if my husband was with an African woman, still in my age, maybe it would have been a concern for close relatives. But for the society, it's not something that would turn their heads. During those times, she was the right person to talk to because she can be neutral. She can listen to my story and she can listen to this, like what happened in that incident with being objective about it. Then she can tell me, no, they were racist, my friend. Oh, now you are taking it too far, no.
She would be having other scenarios where she would really be moved. And I would say, before anything, don't separate the situations. When somebody does something, don't look at it kahore, a white person did this, a black person did that. Look at it from another individual. We really, we look at the color before we look at the situation.
She's the right person for me to go and talk to, and she can put me back on my mind.
Does it mean makhoana le chelete over any other? It doesn't mean anything.
Let's learn from one another. Let's learn from one another.
There come a time lapho fanele ayobona abantu basekhaya ke ngoku. Ndamxelela ukuba kwenziwa njani emaXhoseni. So kwafanele abhale ileta, abhalele ekhaya. Xa ibhala ileta wasichaza ke uba yena ungum-Afrikaans and wachaza ne-age yakhe yonke into pha eleteni. Then I went home, but wayiposa ileta, I didn't take it myself at home. Ndandazi ngokugoduka uba ndifuna uba khona xa ifika le leta because abazali bam bazofana uba bandibuze izinto. Hayi athi mama, hayi ndiyabona kukhona ileta apha eadreswe kuthi ayivule ke ayifunde. Xa igqiba uyifunda wavele wakhala. Akhange athethe ngebala. Into athethe kakhulu yayi-age uba kutheni ungayi ebantwini abalingana nawe, intoni erongo. So makhulu wam athi, hayi bo, intoni ingxaki ngoba nam tatakho wayemdala apha kum and babe nomtshato orayithi as long as onwabile. Wena into yofamba uyambuza umntana ngokuba wonwabile na. Wehla and then watsho kum uba hayi akanangxaki noba athi ba ebeze abantu bakulophole kodwa uzawuqala funeka axelele utata. Surprisingly, utata zange ayimenshine noyimenshine. Zange amenshine ebala, zange amenshine age. Wavele into ayibuza qha uba mntanam wonwabile, thi mna wathi hayi okay ke sis, as long as umntu wonwabile.
I went to the Eastern Cape for the lobola to get the formal approval of her parents. Because at that stage we have decided, I've asked her to marry me. This lobola negotiations went well. I did what I had to do and what was required for me. And eventually we got married.
The only other time I interacted a lot with other people from her family and her other friends was her bridal shower. So we were just joking about some issues, and then that's when her former colleagues were then talking about, when they started, people used to say this, and then we engaged on that topic, wanting to understand what would make somebody think that. Why is it normal for me to date just anybody and it's okay? But if it's lekhowa, then we're gonna say, oh, I'm a gold digger. Does it mean makhoana le chelete over any other? It doesn't mean anything. I didn't really think she's a gold digger, but I just really thought, wow, she's very bold and confident. because it's not all the times that you are able to be in that relationship and you are just at ease with it.
When you get into an interracial relationship, people have perceptions. And those perceptions, even though we may ignore them, they run deep. They affect the person's emotions, and you get to a space where you feel like you're not good enough. But for me, what gave me comfort is the fact that I had the support of my husband. And even though we went through challenges from people, but we were united in that space to say, we are in this together.
The greatest lesson that I've learned is that true love truly overwhelms and covers different sentiments, different perceptions. Love truly covers differences.
Well, her journey into love is universal, and love is what you make it. Love is not something that you define when you find it or when you look for it. It's something that you find where it is. And for her, she found it in Paul.
The option could always have been that we maintain a distance between us when we are in the public eye. The extreme expression thereof is that this distance is of such a nature that the public cannot determine that we are actually a couple. That was an extreme option, possibly to be followed. And I rejected it because I love Andi. If you see us in the public eye, you will realize we are married. You will realize we are happily married. And our interaction, our verbal interaction and physical interaction will truly be similar to a white couple or a black couple who are happily married.
The challenges that are faced by interracial marriages or couples, it indicates where we are as the world. It indicates where we are as South Africa. Because if you didn't have a challenge with another race, then you won't have a challenge with interracial marriages or interracial relationships. We still haven't made peace with the fact that every human being is the same. We still see differences. We still look at people in a different way. That person is superior, the other person is inferior.